this. Copy constructors can be of two types. They can be a default copy constructor and there can be a user-defined copy constructor. As should be clear from the names of the two types. If the user does not create a copy constructor, then the compiler creates its own copy constructor known as the default copy constructor. And if the user wants a copy constructor, then the user can define. Then what is the difference between the two kinds of a copy constructor? So we had yesterday also seen an example of a user-defined copy constructor. Supposedly I am having some class ABC. Within the class, I am having in the public part of the class a constructor ABC, which is going to take a parameter of its own type, say, and a some variable a it is taking. This is a copy constructor that the user has defined, and then you give whatever definition you want to give in the copy constructor, and the class will end. So whenever you will be creating an object of this class, supposedly you are creating ABC and you're creating an object, say obj, and you are here you are not passing anything, that's a default constructor would be called, and you are creating ABC and you are calling object2, and within this you are passing a reference to the earlier object. So this will call the user defined copy constructor. This statement is going to call the user defined copy constructor, in which you can pass a reference to an object of a same class of which the constructor is. Now there is a question that why cannot I do like this? Why do I need to have a reference only to be passed? Why cannot simply pass an object? Why I cannot simply pass an object is because, as called, when you are not having a copy constructor, the compiler creates its own copy of copy constructor known as a default copy constructor. So what happens is, if within a constructor is called automatically whenever an object is created. So when you are creating an object and you are calling a constructor, so this constructor is also creating an object, which is again calling a constructor. Let me again clarify this. When you are creating this object, the constructor is called. Here also another object is created, so the constructor will be called. So there is a chain of objects, chain of constructor calls that might begin. So to avoid that, the creators of C++ made a rule in the syntax that you have to pass only it as a reference. Is it clear? Why is it passed as a reference only? अदरवाइज ऑब्जेक्ट 2 के लिए कंस्ट्रक्टर कॉल हुआ, ऑब्जेक्ट 2 के कंस्ट्रक्टर में ए का कंस्ट्रक्टर कॉल हुआ, ए के कंस्ट्रक्टर में अगेन समथिंग समथिंग समथिंग, सो इट बिकम्स अ चेन. When I am passing this as a reference mean A is not a new object, A is only referring to the already created object. A कोई नया ऑब्जेक्ट क्रिएट नहीं हुआ, ऑलरेडी क्रिएटेड ऑब्जेक्ट का रेफरेंस क्रिएट हुआ है. And since it's a reference, I'm not going to make any changes within the reference object. I'm just using it for copying the contents. Is it now clear why we cannot pass object of a class as an argument within a constructor? It only can be passed as a reference, and when the object is passed as a reference, it is known as the copy constructor. So this is an example of user-defined copy constructor. Now, what do I mean by a default copy constructor, and when does it happen? So let us see when is the case when the compiler automatically creates a copy of the default copy constructor and it runs. So there are two types of copying that happens. One is the type where a deep copy happens, another is the type where a shallow copy happens. So to understand copy होने के लिए data, we have a shallow copy and we have a deep copy. Now what is the difference is, by default copy constructor only shallow copy happens, by user defined copy constructor deep copy happens. Okay, so what is the difference between the two? We have to understand. So let us take an example. Let us take an example of shallow and deep copy first, and then I'll make you understand the differences. So what happens is, supposedly I'm taking a sample class, again I'm taking the same class ABC as an example. Within the class, I'm taking a few objects. I'm taking some real, like the complex class we were taking yesterday. Let it be the complex class. We are having some imaginary, and I'm also taking a pointer variable here, right? Which will be pointing to some integer later on. Within the public part of the class, I will be having a constructor for the complex. So I'm having a normal constructor here. And within the constructor, this is, as you can see, this is a default constructor without any arguments. If you do not give this constructor, the compiler creates its own default constructor. Since you are mentioning it, so the only thing I'm doing here is I'm allocating memory to the pointer variable since it's default constructor. I can do more. I'm just giving you an example. So I'm here writing ptr is equal to new int. New is the operator through which we are allocating memory dynamically. How much memory is to be allocated of the size integer to what? Whatever address is there, that will be returned in the pointer ptr. This is what is happening in the copy constructor and nothing else is happening. Now, supposedly I will be using some, I'm not defining all the functions here. I'm say void set where I'm reading the values of this ri and ptr. I'm setting the values, say integer a, integer b, integer c are some values. And I'm saying that r is equal to a, I is equal to b, and I'm saying that value at the pointer is equal to c. So I'm initializing the values using a set function. So after setting the data, I might be needing to show data. I'm not writing the entire code here. I hope you can do that. So void show, you can simply see out all the data here, r, I, and the value at the pointer. Fine. This all of you can do. After doing this, I'm just simply closing my class. I close the class. After doing this, the class has been closed. Right, so after the class is closed, let us go to the main, what happens in the main function. So I'm having some void main over here. And within my void main, I have to create now the objects of the class. So I'm creating complex, say C1. I am creating, this is going to call the default constructor. Please remember. Now I am calling c1.set and I am setting some values, say 5, 10, and 15. Just taking some random values, for example. Now I do not have any copy constructor here. Please see, I only have a default constructor. I am not having any copy constructor. I am saying it supposedly has complex C2. Now I have only created a complex C2, and at the time of creation only I am saying that complex C2 is equal to C1. I have not given any copy constructor, so the compiler creates its own copy of copy constructor, which is known as default copy constructor, such as in this case, where we are going to use the assignment operator. Okay. So now, and supposedly now I do C2 dot show. Supposedly this is happening, and this is my main. So what happens is, when I am going to give the output for this particular data, the output that will be shown for C1, output is shown for C2. C1 will be having the values say 5, 10, and the pointer which points to 15. This is my pointer that is going to point to 15. Now C2 will also be having the values 5, 10, and the pointer is pointing to the same location 15. This is what happens in shallow copy, or in the case of a default copy constructor. This is what happens in shallow copy. Shallow copy में क्या हो रहा है? There is no new set of C2 which is getting created for the pointer values. It is actually pointing to the same values whenever the pointer variable is created. So what happens is, अगर आपने object C1 create करा था और आपने object C1 को delete कर दिया, if you were creating it using new or something like that, and if C1 is deleted, if this memory is freed, then C2's pointer is now pointing to a wrong location, which is no more having the data. To avoid this kind of problem, we use a user-defined copy constructor. And for the user-defined copy constructor, I will be creating using deep, that will now be using deep copy. I am just erasing this part to show you where the user-defined copy constructor will be created here. So it is having your int r, int I and int pointer ptr, it is still having those. And in the public part, I am now defining the user defined copy constructor. So I'm having complex, and I'm giving complex and C. Supposedly C is the reference. Within this reference, now what I am doing, R is equal to C dot R, I is equal to C dot I, and I am mentioning that value at PTR is equal to value at C dot PTR. So this is my user defined copy constructor. This is not the default copy constructor. This is a user defined copy constructor. Copy constructor because it is having the same object of the same class as a reference passed to it as an argument to the constructor. So this is my default user defined copy constructor. Now everything else remains the same. When I am now trying to output my data, what will happen is this will again be 5, 10, 15. This is now pointing to a new location which is created. This is now pointing to a new location which is created, and that is now 15. So there is a huge difference that happens here now. Now a huge difference has happened. Still the syntax is the same. I have not changed the syntax. You can either mention it in this manner or you mention it like this. Now you have given the user defined copy constructor. So user defined copy constructor will only be called. And when you are calling this, you are here creating the value at PTR is equal to the value at this. So only the value is going to be changed. The location to which the pointer is pointing will be a new copy of the location. It is not pointing to the same location. This is called as a deep copy. That means a new set of variables is created for C2. It is not only copied. So this is what the difference is between the default copy constructor and the user defined copy constructor. I guess now it becomes clear to all of you.